Hey there, abiding fam, and welcome back for another journal with me. This time, we're going to be doing both a scrapbook journal with me and a travel journal with me as we document some photos from a trip Ben and I went on back in January to Mount Washington in New Hampshire. Yes, we are those crazy people who chose to climb a mountain in the dead of winter. And so this is some of the photos from the summit of Mount Washington because we did in fact succeed this time. We tried last time if you've been following me for a little while, and we weren't quite able to make it to the top because of the wind conditions. Fun fact about Mount Washington that you will see later in the spread is that it has the highest recorded wind speed in North America. So that luckily was not the case on the particular day that we climbed. We had really wonderful weather, very clear views, which is not a common thing on Mount Washington. So I hope that you enjoy getting to see a little bit of these videos and some of the photos. And I'm also going to talk a little bit later about other ways that I like to share my photos beyond journaling by just displaying them in my home as well. That's really important to me, so I'm going to share with you this frame on the left a little bit later because it's amazing. But for now, let's focus on the journaling. There you go, highest wind ever observed. Crazy, crazy speeds. And I have that Mount Washington sticker because whenever I travel, I'm always looking for the vinyl stickers that typically people buy to put on their water bottles or on their laptops. But I, of course, am looking for them to be able to document those memories in my journal. And the wind speed little image that you saw is actually a postcard that I picked up as well. So I'll be using those on this page and then lots of photos. And you might also notice that there's a little tag from a sweater on here, a performance fleece sweater from Landway. This was something that I treated myself to, a little Mount Washington sweater from their gift shop. After having summited, I felt like that was a nice little gift to myself for conquering the day. So I chose to use that tag on here as well, and I think it makes the perfect addition to this page because it kind of allows for a little peekaboo piece here with this photo underneath it, and then you can lift it up and you will have the photo. And of course, it has this wonderful saying that I think is their tagline, which is, "There is no bad weather, only inappropriate clothing," which I thought was fantastic for this spread. And I actually decided that this little photo, or at least one of my little photos, you're going to see that I do a lot of rearranging on this page, will go on the front as well, but I want to make it so that it doesn't cover up too much of the mountains so that you can still see that on the tag itself. So this one here, that's a little bit longer, wouldn't quite work the way that I wanted it to. But that is kind of the name of the game for me when doing scrapbook journaling, is really just moving the photos around and all of the little pieces that I know I want to use on the page until I figure out a layout that works well in both the visual aspect in terms of it just looking nice on the page, but also in how it tells the story. I typically like my scrapbook journal to have the feeling of reading a book where it tells a story from left to right. And so you kind of see the images of us hiking up on the left, and then the images about actually summiting it are on the right. So this is what the entry looks like with just the photos, and there are a few more finishing touches I want to do. But before we jump into that, I did want to talk to you a little bit more about this photo frame that, as you can hopefully tell here, is actually a digital frame from Aeezo. And I realize that it might feel a little random for me to sidebar to talk about a digital photo frame in the middle of this video, but I promise there is a thought process behind it, and that is, as much as I love to scrapbook, journal, and to document my memories in a notebook, I also realize that in some ways my journals and notebooks are hidden away and those memories aren't easily accessible in my everyday life. There's something to be said for having photos throughout our home displayed on our walls or on our counters and desks that remind us of our loved ones and just amazing memories that we have experienced in our life. And that is why I am sort of obsessed currently with this digital photo frame in my home because it allows me to display those memories immediately. I can download them from my phone or my SD card from my camera or directly from my laptop. Personally, my favorite thing is taking them right off of my phone, and then I just use an app to upload them, and within seconds, they are displayed on my digital frame. So the moment I get home from a wedding like this photo or a trip to Mount Washington or whatever it is that I did that day to make memories, I can immediately take those photos and add them right onto my frame, and they will be added to a great slideshow that features tons and tons of memories that are constantly on loop in my home, and it just makes an amazing conversation starter around the dinner table. And best of all, you can give a code for your frame to friends and family so that they can share their own photos and videos to your frame as well, and vice versa, which makes it an incredible gift to give to somebody so that you can send photos to them, especially your parents. If you have kids and you want to share their grandchildren with them, be able to send them photos. It's just really, really special. So there is a 20% off code for Mother's Day that they are running right now. I encourage you to just check it out, and you can get them on their website or Amazon or Walmart. I'll have it linked down below, but I just really wanted to share it with you because it really has been an incredible addition to our home the last few months, and we've just been loving using it and having it as that conversation starter for when we are not actively looking through my journals and scrapbooks. All that being said, no digital frame will ever take the place of me wanting to also document my memories in a journal and scrapbook. So let's get back to this entry. You will have seen that I did have a menu from the Flatbread Company, which is an amazing pizza place that we went to celebrate our summiting of the mountain. So I did just rip off a little piece of that to put on there to remember it. And then I wanted to just bring in some little stickers to emphasize basically how we felt about the day. So lots of celebrate, lots of best ever, and all those kinds of good vibes for this entry. And this sticker pack that I'm using right now is called the hashtag sticker book from American Crafts. This is the One Canoe 2 pack, and it is really, really great if you do any kind of outdoor activities on a regular basis or get out in nature a lot. So they had some of these stickers that had to do with mountains, and I wanted to add them onto the page, but I felt like the pink wasn't quite jiving with the Mount Washington sticker that has the oranges and reds. So I didn't want them to be quite so prominent. So I decided to stick this one under here, and then I'm going to put down the little circle where it is now. But before I did that, I wanted to cover up the text in the background and give this a little bit more of a pop so that it stood out on the back of the little tag here better. So I just did a few strips of washi tape to give it a nice foundation. And then I brought in that washi down here to the bottom just as a little accent strip, nothing too fancy. And then again, same sticker book that had some cute little trees on this little flag piece, and really just bringing in a few tiny little elements to bring everything together. And then because of this big empty space, I decided to fill that with a really rough doodle of a mountain. So just using a little glitter pen in blue. And then next to that, I am going to write using alpha stickers the height, or the elevation rather, of the mountain. So this mountain is 6,288 feet, which is actually the highest elevation in the Northeast for a mountain. So that is a really cool accomplishment, which is why I used this sticker that says checked this off the list. And we did have this nice little chart of the summit conditions. There we go. The summit conditions. So I decided to just write those on there inside the mountain in a nice small print. And that actually is going to be it for this entry. Like I said, this was scrapbook journaling and travel journaling. So I didn't do a lot of journaling in terms of writing. I was really letting the photos speak for themselves on this entry. But on my next page of my journal, I did handwrite just about the day from my perspective. So I hope that you enjoyed getting to see my process and that it will inspire you to document your own travels and memories, especially using photos in your journal. If you want more memory keeping and journaling inspiration, definitely check out my other videos and subscribe if you are new. I would love for you to join the Abiding Fam. Let me know down in the comments how you like to document your photos or display them around your home, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life abiding in faith, hope, and love.